Hey, we're continuing our journey of learning more about Indonesia. This is 14 things you should not do in Bali, Indonesia. Let's go.
Bali, Indonesia is a true traveler's paradise. So many people come here and there are hundreds and thousands of blogs and vlogs about what you should do in Bali, but I'm here to tell you what you shouldn't do in Bali, Indonesia.
That looks beautiful and frightening. Is she really that high up?
If you know what not to do in Bali, Indonesia, this will make your life so much more easier. When I just arrived here 9 months ago, I made so much mistakes and I'm here to prevent you from making the same mistakes. So we're gonna dive in and let's start with number 1. Number 1 is don't do drugs. This is probably one of the most important ones because the Indonesian authorities take the use of drugs very, very seriously, as it should. But if you are caught in drugs possession, you will face the full force of the law. If you were to be convicted of trafficking drugs, then you might not just be looking at a prison sentence, you could also be looking at a death penalty. So
What? How's alcohol though? Can you drink alcohol?
So just don't do it, stay away from drugs and you will be fine. Then number 2 is do not step on kanang sari. These are little offerings that local people bring to their gods. When stepping out, you will find these little packages of woven palm leaf, flowers and herbs everywhere, even on sidewalks and stairs. Stepping on one can be very offensive to a Balinese who witness your misstep. So just make sure you watch your steps and drive around it or walk around it so you don't step on it. Then number 3 is do not drive a bike if you're not good at it. The traffic in Bali is absolutely crazy. There are scooters, bicycles everywhere. It's super crowded. Get mad when people honk at you. This is what happened to me in my first weeks here in Bali. I was super confused why people were honking at me the entire time. This simply means here like, hey, I'm coming, or be careful, I'm coming on your left, I'm coming on your right. It's a really kind gesture to do here. They're just saying that they're coming around you, or they use it whenever they want to pass someone, or if you are unsure if the people have seen you. It's just easy to honk at them, so it doesn't mean that they're angry at you or you did something wrong. It's just a simple, hey buddy, here I am.
Hey buddy, I'm coming. Buddy on your left, buddy on your right. I've heard about the monkeys, not in Indonesia, but in India, the monkeys. The monkeys will steal your shit, and then you have to bribe the monkeys with food to get your stuff back.
Number 5 is do not piss off the monkeys. I've been in Ubud and Uluwatu and I've seen so many people piss off the monkeys and they got a bite from a monkey, which is super dangerous because you will get rabies, and that's simply something you do not want to get. So stay in your own lane, don't provoke them. Also make sure you have your plastic water bottles in your bag because they love to grab it and bite it. That's how they attack you. So just be careful because rabies is something you don't want to get. Number 6 is do not contribute to the litter problem. There is so much trash here in Bali and it's still a small island. They haven't figured it out completely what to do with the trash, and as you can see there is lots of trash on the beach, and just be very aware of the trash problem that's going on in Bali.
Littering is that's not cool. It drives me nuts.
So always put your trash into the trash bin and just simply don't throw it on the streets or into nature because that's the worst thing you can do here. Number 7 is something that I see happening all the time, and number 7 is don't be disrespectful. The Balinese people are very sweet and helpful. Unfortunately, this kindness is often mistaken for weakness, which make tourists think that they're better than the local people and they treat the local people awful. So make sure you don't do this. They are so kind and so sweet and you have to be the same. Number 8 is don't barter too much. I know it can be very tempting to lower your price more and more and more. You have to keep in mind that the person you're bargaining with, it's their income. They have to feed their families with that money. They have to feed themselves. They have to pay the rent. So don't overdo it. I know it's very tempting. If you see a beautiful sarong, you want to get it as cheap as possible. Always make
give me that sarong. Give me that sarong.
sure that it's still in a respectful way that you do it, that you don't go too low. Number 9 is don't use your left hand for giving or accepting things. Throughout Indonesian society, the left hand is used for toilet duties and it's therefore considered unclean. And in Indonesia, it is rude and very offensive to hand someone something with your left hand, especially if it's like food or drinks or shake hands with your left hand. So keep this in mind because I made this mistake in my first 8 months of living in Bali. I had no idea. I just figured this out a few weeks ago. So make sure that you don't do this. Then we have number 10, which is don't just eat Western food. This is for me super important because a lot of people around me are just eating Western food. And I know it's super tempting. If you live in Canggu or in Ubud, there are so many cool Western restaurants with...
Yeah, check out my video reacting to the 10 foods you should definitely try from Indonesia. None of them were Western. None of them.
Cool vegan food or with Italian food, whatever you can call it, but it is so nice to try the Indonesian local dishes and you support...
That's that satay, right? The skewered sticks, the chicken, pork, beef on a stick, satay.
Also the local people with this. So nice to try the Indonesian local dishes and you support also the local people with this and it's so nice. This is the food that you need to try in order to have your full Bali Indonesia experience. Another thing you really shouldn't do is come to Bali just for 1 week. This doesn't make sense at all because this island is so diverse and so beautiful. There is a lot of things to see. The whole island is very different. If you go to West Bali and East Bali or North and South Bali, it is such a huge difference and 1 week is simply not enough. So make sure you have at least 10 or 14 days because you will need it. If you are traveling around Bali, don't ignore the Balinese culture. This is very tempting to do because lots of people only go to see beautiful nature, to go to waterfalls or to eat in the most beautiful cafes, but Bali has such a rich culture and it's amazing. I visited the Panglipuran village and this was one of the most authentic experiences I had and it makes you understand Bali as an island and the Balinese culture so much more. So your Bali trip will be way more special if you include a little bit of Bali cultural. Do not enter temples with your shoes on. It is a custom to not wear shoes when inside, so remember to leave your shoes outside. This is just simply paying your respect and it's an easy thing to do, so make sure you just do this. And then last but not least is don't leave your bag out when you are driving home at night. This is simply super dangerous. I've heard stories that this happened many times. It's easy for thieves to just grab your bag and to drive past you. So make sure you put it under your seat where it's safe, no one can get it, and this is what will prevent you from being robbed. So these were my 15 things you shouldn't do in Bali.
She must have deleted one. 15 things. Or did she forget it was only 14?
Indonesia. I really hope you learned something from this and I cannot wait for you to come to Bali because it is such a special island. You will absolutely love it. I hope you have so much fun and I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe so you can see more Bali tips and adventures and I'll see you in my next one.
She must have lots of drone footage, or she must have a drone or a camera guy or something because she's got a lot of footage where this view is coming up very quickly. That last one where she's on that little tiny bridge, it's coming up behind her. Sorry, my Apple Watch band is like doing something crazy. But I'm like, what's this chick doing in Indonesia for 8 months? And why does she have a drone? And how does she have a camera dude or something? I don't know. There's so much I don't understand. But that's okay. Learning, and when I go to Indonesia in like 600 or 700 years from now, I will know some things. And right now, like I think you said this, a lot of it is Bali. So I gotta watch some videos on stuff that's not Bali. Let's go. Let's go to Bali and places that are not Bali. Which island is Jakarta on? Maybe we should watch a video on Jakarta. Ding ding.